from the Transportation Committee for the legislature did come over and do a bridge tour, which they walked over and saw the Prostrate Street Bridge and notified it as one of their high priorities, but it is scheduled for 2009 currently.
So we have 2 votes for waiting on Main Street, so that's good. 3?
3?
Well, they all want to pay if they're not. Make up your mind.
Well, no, that one section from the park, I agree with Mr. O'Grady, that could fill in those nuts the best you can and hang on to slow reconstruction. The other end is definitely different.
Okay, I'd like to say that Reg mentioned from Willie Street to Blackwell that there's the concrete slabs that are 8 inches thick.
Correct.
The state of Vermont will do the 1 inch, 2 inch cure. They will not participate from Willie Street to Blackwell. There'll be no money. For that to be done correctly, Barrie needs to be designated in a different category as viewed by the state of Vermont to get funding to do that right. And I think if you're going to do it right, if you're going to do it right. Work on how you're going to take care of that 6-inch slab for the future and just Band-Aid it, because it's not that bad in my opinion, but that's what I have to say.
From Willie to Blackwell, you don't think it's too bad?
No.
You got a better thanks for that. Than I got. Thanks for that.
Well, I drive slow.
Yeah.
I have a newer model car.
Yeah.
And it's getting better every day, and it's not so much, it's what the future. How are you going to, if this board doesn't take care of that 6-inch slab that's subsurface that Reg mentioned, then it's going to be continuous problems to your grandchildren if nobody wants to do it the right way. And the question is, how are you going to get Barrie designated for funding to get participation to take care of that, I believe.
I don't know if anyone has any answer. That doesn't sound familiar at all to me.
Yes.
We need to change that designation.
I don't believe...
Well, federal economic growth centers are eligible for much more federal participation than the Main Street project, for instance, or the 2-inch...
Are we talking about the Main Street project or not the Main Street project?
It's either greater attention, I believe.
Yeah.
If you're designated, Barrie's had some
with this
Yeah,
designation.
you know what? Something I'll look into. New one on me. I've not heard that there are different designations
right.
that you can get. So you know what? I'll look into it. No.
Regarding Willie Street to Blackwell Street and the 8-inch slabs that are deep, it's going to be Barrie's expense to take care of it.
And you expect, if we change something, that somebody else will take care of that?
If Barrie is able to fall into the criteria of Federal Economic Growth Center again, if they were, I think, at one time, then
what?
Federal money and the state will participate to an extent, much more than we doing it ourselves over and over and over again, get it done right.
It's not an old Federal Economic Growth Center. That's not an old revenue sharing term from the 70s, is it?
No.
The old revenue sharing money?
It may have existed in the 70s, but it's from a highway term from the 80s.
We'll look into it. Like I said, I've not heard that term used before.
Mr. Hebert talked about that. That we need to be designated such.
No problem. Actually, that was Mr. McKelly from our Water and Sewer Department.
Hey, how's Mr. McKelly doing?
Who's watching us?
Waterworks.
And he just wanted to add the comment that the concrete slabs, particularly down in the north end of town from Route 62 to Willie Street, are providing an extra layer of protection to the infrastructure, the water and sewer infrastructure. And that there is a plan, it is part of the city's maintenance plan with regards to the sewer collection system, that there will be work done in that area, but that the concrete slabs are currently helping provide a layer of protection to that. So.
Well, it's contrary to what the city engineer says, that they're degrading the streets, causing the heaving and the rutting.
So you're talking about when Reg came in last week and was speaking about the slabs in there. Okay, now, yeah, that's what it was. The concrete slabs are not causing the.
But he's correct. The he's saying.
Yes, it's to
You
show.
go- You go, from the belt line down to the Berlin city-town line, every, I don't want to say 25, 30 feet, 50 feet, whatever it is, you're going to find a crack that comes across the road. And you can come right up through, you'll see them all. Those are concrete slabs. They have a tendency to move. There's a joint, an expansion joint there. And that transfers right up through the hot mix. I mean, you can go for maybe 2 or 3 years and you won't see those cracks, and after a while the cracks show up. It requires us to have a decent maintenance policy in place to keep those sealed up. When you get a crack, have a company come in with a sealer and seal those joints so the water doesn't get down. But if you drive down through, you can count. They're every single so many feet out, whether they're 25, 30, 50 feet, whatever they are. But they're just as noticeable as all the potholes. I mean, you can see them.
And the reason they're there is to protect the infrastructure.
That's right. But you're going to get it because they're expansion joints and they work and they just come up through.
On March 10th, on this publication on the net, on the city's website, from the city engineer to the city manager, from Blackwell Street to Willie Street, the 2 to 3 inch lift of asphalt is adhered to a concrete 8-inch reinforced slab subsurface. This has always been the composition of the street. Unfortunately, the concrete slabs beneath the bituminous concrete pavement, while serving a useful purpose to distribute vehicular loading, do move and create the longitudinal and transverse cracking of the road surface. Storm runoff enters these cracks, which causes the potholes along these joints. Other potholes develop due to poor drainage of the street surface. So I was just going on that.
Sir, if you had a brand spanking new concrete slab, it's going to crack the road. If you have a 10-year-old concrete slab, it's going to crack the road. So it's not, I don't think Mr. Hebert was suggesting that the concrete slabs themselves need replacement or repairing or securing.
I don't know. They're
I know exactly what you're,
work.
I know what you're
Any highway
referring to now.
Exactly.
It's simply how they build highways. They put concrete slabs that are roughly 12 feet wide, 25 to 35 feet in length, and they pour them in sections. Well, those large slabs move around, and as they move around, they'll cause cracking in the road, and unfortunately, as Mr. O'Grady said, the only thing you can do is seal the cracks. But that's how you have to build a road, because it distributes, because this is a Vermont route or U.S. route, it distributes the load.
It's just,
Yeah, now I know exactly, yeah, you're right, but you're right. The concrete slabs do cause the cracking, but it's not because they're bad, or they're in poor repair.
they must have a life expectancy.
A subsurface concrete slab, boy, foundation of my house lasted, they're probably pretty long.
Well, they don't take loads of heavy vehicular truck traffic.
Well, I almost made a rookie mistake, just like my wife.
I have 3 more things. Is there anything?
I have some other questions that have come in by phone.